Hello and welcome to Gierok Farms. As you can see, we're on the road today. We're going to pick up some equipment that I've recently purchased. Super excited to show you guys and bring you guys along with for the trip. It should be interesting because it is older pieces of equipment. So I got plenty of tools and supplies in the back in case something goes wrong. But fingers crossed, hoping everything goes smooth today. I bought a couple different pieces of equipment, so the plan is to take half of it home today, because the guy I purchased it from, he's only got so much time to dig it out of the shed. In a couple days we'll have to come back and grab the main prize, the main piece of equipment. And I'll explain as we go on why I purchased it and what were my thoughts. And super excited to get your guys' opinion and reaction on these items. So hope you all enjoy. Let's have a good trip. And we got the goods. I don't know if you can tell what those are. I'm pulling behind me, but we got two of them. And the one works fairly good, and the other one it's gonna need some work. But hopefully I can get both of their augers working. Like I was saying, these aren't the prize, but they should work here. Oops, we already got to stop. Shucks, I got a hydraulic line dragging. Since we stopped, I'll give you a better look. There they are. The two gems. They're holding there yet, which is a good thing. And I do a high of 30. So we'll get home eventually. These will be used for fertilizer. The one might be good enough to use for grain too in the fall, but the main purpose is for them to just sit there and dump starter fertilizer into them. Just another little add-on to the deal. Figured we'd take these home first, get them out of the way. Should be an adventure. I'll check back in if anything crazy happens. I sure hope not. We are on the home stretch. We got another 2-3 miles to go, so I think we're gonna make her. I haven't had a whole lot of issues. The only time I've ever had to stop was to tie up those hydraulic lines, and that's something I could have did before I even left. But everything's going really smooth. Super happy. We've been cruising at about 30 miles an hour yet. That seems about max before she really starts to sway back and forth. With all this drive time, it's reminded me that I gotta let you guys know that if you enjoy the content and you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. And if you like it, hit the like button. It helps us out a lot. So nevertheless, get back to our trip here and make her home. And there you go, we made her back safe and sound, no problems. Now just find a place to put them for now. All right, helped finish up chores when I got back here, and I think the deal got a little better. I didn't realize this. He said there was some fertilizer left in this one, but I didn't realize how much. Gosh, that's probably a couple $100 of fertilizer yet. That's some high-end starter. That's some of that bio egg stuff. A little junk in that one to clean out too. Dad, he was already eyeing these up, thinking about how he could use them. So kind of lay out our plan here, what my thoughts are. Clean that one out and salvage what we can off of it. I think the running gear is good yet, but we'll probably end up just scrapping the box. See if we can get that auger working again. see if we can use that for something. If not, we'll scrap it too. That box we'll keep. It kind of dog tracks. This middle shaft or pipe is kind of tweaked, so maybe we could replace that with something straight. Hopefully neither of the sections are bent. If so, it ain't that big of a deal. It's not going to be going down the road a lot. So this box we'll kind of patch up and keep. The auger that's on this one is really nice yet, so we'll put that one to work. But we got to clean this out, and like I said, what a pleasant surprise. This one was obviously tucked away in the back of the shed. Hadn't seen daylight for, you know, a year or so since it broke on him. And he's an older guy, so instead of messing around, he just went and bought another cheap one. So we're gonna clean that out. Hopefully we can get this door open and park them for now so I can work on them later this winter. I ain't gonna mess around trying to get that door open. That thing's frozen solid, so I'm just gonna have to huck her over and try my best to get her cleaned out. Gosh, if I knew I was gonna be shoveling fertilizer out of something that's broke down, I would have just stayed at my day job. Heck yeah, I got a little free fertilizer. Next time Dad hauls manure, I'll just throw it in the manure spreader and spread it out. All right, it's been a couple weeks later, and we're back on the road with the main piece of equipment. I think most of you can tell from looking behind me what I'm pulling, but we'll wait till we get back home to show you what we actually bought, what model it is. I'm willing to bet most of you already know what it is, just from the glimpse you're getting now. The reason it's been a couple weeks since I hauled them gravity wagons home, I was hoping that I could have pulled everything home within a couple days of each other. But we got some bad weather, a lot of snow, and the weather turned really quick here in Wisconsin. I didn't want to pull it home in the salt. I didn't want to get full of salt and sand and drag it home in the nasty roads. So we waited, and the weather got nice again, and the roads are dried up pretty well. So, and I thought I'd take advantage of it and get her home. I got my shotgun rider with me today. Are you excited to go to the farm, River? Gonna have a good time? The trip's been going well so far. I'm about halfway through it. We'll check back in when we get home. So here it is, we made it home safe. It's a John Deere 7000s planter. It's set up for no-till. It's got a yetter system on it, and aggressive closing wheels, and heavy springs, and aggressive cutting discs with the fertilizer right behind them. To give you guys a backstory, I wasn't really looking for a planter, but I came across an older gentleman that was retiring, and I was looking at his equipment and the way he took care of things, and it was the right price, and it was one of them deals where I couldn't really pass it up. And having this planter kind of gives me the ability in the future, if we ever wanted to switch to narrow row, or on any of my ground where I'd want to row crop it or something like that, this gives us the ability to do so, because this is set up for 30-inch rows. It's a 6-row. I've heard a lot of good things about these planters. They're pretty simple. They're not air. It's all mechanical, so there isn't a crazy amount to go wrong on these planters. That's another reason why I purchased it. So far, I'm happy with my purchase. The true test will be when it plants corn for me. It was used last year. It's actually got some fertilizer left in the boxes. We're gonna clean that out today, get her all cleaned up, get all the mud off of it, and put in the shed. So here she is, John Deere 7000 planter. So first thing I want to get cleaned out, these fertilizer boxes got a lot of junk in them. I think we're gonna just use the shop vac, clean them out the best we can. And I'm gonna pull the tubes that run down, get that all cleaned out, and then we'll break out the pressure washer and start getting some of the mud off. The previous owner of this, he had some pretty heavy wet ground, and he always left that for last. But I think because he knew he was getting out of farming and he was, you know, he's gonna retire, he didn't bother messing around cleaning his planter up. So, but that's what you get when you make a deal with a private seller. You know, it isn't like if you bought it from a dealership where they would have did some of this work. But if the price is right, I don't mind doing some of this.
This is kind of ironic. We're the day after Thanksgiving and we're cleaning up a corn planter. This thing's actually in really nice shape. Just need a good cleaning, I think. And then all the mud is dried on, so that just makes it more of a job. I think if it got cleaned up like soon after it was finished planting, it would have cleaned up easier. I've been there with machines like that before. First time is always hard.
So, got it all cleaned up. There's some small things I gotta do to it yet. Gotta get some new hose clamps for these fertilizer tubes and some new chains. But yeah, like I was saying, it's got the Yetter no-till system on it. This would be your coulter for your fertilizer. And then you got your trash whips or whatever you want to call them, and another knife here. And then you got your actual row unit, which is the same as a normal planter that isn't set up for no-till. And then these would be your closing wheels, which I think these are supposed to be a bit more aggressive than them rubber ones that come with it out of the factory. And it also has these heavy duty springs for extra downforce.
And these hookups are international. And the only tractor we got is 1066, so you're gonna have to red and green, I don't know.
Yeah, the guy that used this, he was using it on a 5088. I believe is what the model number was.
But you can get adapters, otherwise you just take them off, put them back to Pioneer.
Yeah, he was doing the opposite of what we were doing. He had red tractors and then a green planter.
Oh yeah, there she is.
Yeah, so we got everything cleaned up. Now we're gonna make room for it in the shed here. I plan on working on it here this winter. So we're gonna keep it relatively close to the shop. Leave a comment down below what you know about these planters, what you know about those 7000s. I'd be interested to hear about it. Good or bad, let me know down in the comments so then I know what to expect when we go to use it in the spring, or at least try it out this spring. But we gotta get the 7810 out of here, move some stuff around, and get this planter under a roof. But I'm gonna end off the video here. Thank you all for watching. Like I was saying, leave plenty of comments for me. I'd appreciate it. And make sure to check out our other videos.